Staying with the United States, this afternoon it took a very controversial decision. It decided to send a warship to help the UAE fight the Houthis. Why is this decision controversial? Because just last year, the US had decided to withdraw itself from the Yemen conflict. It had also deleted the Houthi movement from the list of terror groups. A year on, it's back fighting the Houthis on behalf of Arab nations. Here's a report on what the Biden administration is trying to do.
I know folks are watching.
February 2021, barely a month in office, the Biden administration took a very significant step. It delisted the Houthi movement as a terror group and withdrew support for the Saudi-led intervention in Yemen.
We made very clear that we are going to be focused intensely on a diplomatic solution, working through the UN-led process and channels to restore the long dormant peace talks.
The US promised to work on a diplomatic solution. It vowed to change its approach on the war in Yemen. 1 year on, both promises have been broken. America is back to arming Arab nations against the Houthis. It's sending a warship to West Asia, along with state-of-the-art fighter jets. What for? To help the UAE defend itself from the Houthis. Which warship is the US deploying? The USS Cole, a guided missile destroyer. It will partner with the UAE's Navy to provide early warning intelligence and deter future threats from the Houthis. This controversial decision was announced after a phone call between US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The two are said to have discussed increasing attacks from the Houthis, who seem to have opened a new front in this 7-year war. On January 17th, 3 foreign workers were killed in drone strikes on Abu Dhabi's oil facilities and its international airport. The attack triggered a salvo of deadly airstrikes in retaliation. A week later, on January 24th, US forces stationed at Abu Dhabi's Al Dhafra Air Base shot down 2 ballistic missiles fired by Houthi rebels. And on Monday, the 31st of January, the US thwarted a 3rd missile attack during the visit of the Israeli President Isaac Herzog. Given the spate of attacks, the United States, a longtime supporter of the Saudi-led coalition, intends the deployment of the USS Cole to serve as a signal of support. But is it the right move? The conflict in Yemen has been described as the world's worst humanitarian crisis. It has left millions on the brink of famine, with allegations of war crimes against both sides. America's re-involvement in this conflict won't make things better. Joe Biden promised to pull America out of its forever wars. He promised to learn from the mistakes of his predecessors. But he's going down the same road and spreading himself too thin. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.